Welcome to another episode of Master Mind Bites. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Master Mind Bites, I get to feature another amazing master of their skill sets. And the reason why I'm doing this is because over the last few years, I've been so honored and privileged to meet some amazing people, some very successful people, some masters of their skill sets, and got to be in their presence, ask them questions, find out some of the things that they've applied into their lives to allow them to get them to where they are today, and just apply those lessons learned into our daily lives. And wanted to share those information with you, and so that we can all grow and become our better selves. Now, today, I'm very, very excited to be able to feature Mr. Maurice LaMarche. And this guy is absolutely amazing. And you can see some of the backgrounds here. I'm a big fan of his because he's done so many great characters, so many great voices that I grew up just loving. For instance, Pinky and the Brain. He's done Futurama. He's done Ghostbusters. He was Egon. He's done Disney cartoons. He's done the Toucan Sam character. He's done so many great things. And after you start diving into all the characters he's done, you realize that wow, he's affected so much of my childhood. He was there every step of the way. In fact, one of the biggest reasons I was able to enjoy learning so much was because they've made it fun on Animaniacs, making sure that it was things that we enjoyed watching. And a lot of that has to do with the great, amazing voice talents. And one of those voice talents is Mr. Maurice LaMarche. Now, this guy has won Emmys. He's done over 150 different shows and more. Actually, I think it's all closer to 200 now. He's been doing this for many, many years, and he has just made a great name for him as one of those legendary voice actors of all time. And it was an amazing experience just to be in his presence, ask him some questions, and hear him do those voices live. It was a lot of fun. Got to ask him a lot of questions, and also be able to ask him as to what would the brain say about this question, and what would this character say about this question. It was a lot of fun, and just to hear him do it right in front of us was absolutely amazing. Now, going deeper into some of the stuff that he's talked about, some of the stories he shared, there was a long lessons learned that we could really put into our daily lives. Number one is relationships is the key. Now, you may not be thinking exactly the same kind of concept as what I'm thinking about when it comes to relationships. Yes, relationships is very important in business, in success, and in your growth. But the type of relationships I'm talking about is that even the relationships in cartoon characters is very important. One of the things that he did to make the Brain's character so much more deeper and so much more engaging is the fact that he realized there was a deep relationship between Brain and Pinky. And when you start living in that, when you're putting those two people together, those two characters together, and you know there's history, you know there's a great deep relationship there, then you're able to build those storylines out better. Then you'll be able to act out your voices better. Then you'll be able to connect with the audience better. So the relationships between those characters, even though they're fictional, was very, very important, as if they're real people, as if they're real characters. And that's what he applied into his characters to make it so believable, make it so engaging. So number one is relationships, and there's relationships in everything that we do. Number two is when asked, how did he become this voice actor? How did he become a comedian? How did he become so successful? Was that he's always focused on making people happy. But not just making people happy, but making people happy doing what makes him happy. And one of those things is to make people laugh, to make people experience those different voices and those different impressions that he does. And he's been doing that since a very, very young age. He's been playing with that so much, and he's been making people laugh so much. And he just kind of didn't care about what the naysayers do, didn't care about what other people talk about with it's negative. He just focused on making people laugh as long as made him laugh and as long as he was enjoying himself at the same time. So for us, we have to enjoy what we do. And if what we do also makes people enjoy their lives, also allows people increase their abilities to reach their goals and achieve more success, then it all comes together. So make sure that you enjoy what you're doing, and at the same time, making people have fun and also other people happy at the same time. The third thing I found out was that we are all sponges. And that's something he talked about a lot, was that we are born sponges. If you have a newborn and you start talking to them in different languages, eventually they will absorb all those different languages. They're able to really activate those different sectors in their brains to be able to speak differently, to be able to access those languages differently. And in our brains, we have this language center. And for him, that's just something he's never turned off. He's always absorbed more. He's always kept that as a sponge to really tweak it, to really engage it, to really practice it, to really keep it tested so that he can do different things. He's learned different languages, he's learned different accents, he's learned different ways of how to access different palettes and all that kind of stuff. And it's absolutely amazing because he's able to do so many voices. In fact, he's been tweaking it with when he was in grade school. At the age of, I think it's 12 or 13, when you're in grade 6, 7, he's already had 30, 40 different voices. And that's absolutely incredible. So he's done this from a very, very long time, always tweaking, always testing that language center so that he could keep on growing. So that's something we always need to do. Always tweaking and testing a certain part of our brain so that we can keep on growing. Don't ever let that learning part of your brain die. Always keep on learning. And that's what he's always been doing. Always been very professional with regards to his arts, and very, very centered and focused when it comes to voice acting, when it comes to voice techniques, and keep on upping it to become even more better and even more even more fantastic. So that's something that we also have to look at. The fourth thing I want to mention is how hard work really applies to success. And he actually saw this firsthand and experienced how important hard work is. He was actually at the same club as Jerry Seinfeld was at a certain period of time when they were both stand-up comedians. And he goes, hey, where did Jerry go? I just saw him on stage and Jerry left already. And somebody goes, oh, Jerry's off to a different place to do another set. He goes, oh, really? He just finished a set here. He didn't need time to kind of cool down or rest. Oh, no. Jerry does 4 or 5 sets at night. And at that time, Maurice only did like 1 set a night. And at that time, he was already exhausted. He was already tired. And he goes, wow, Jerry does 4 or 5 sets a night. That is dedication. That is hard work. So when he noticed how important it was to work harder and push and dedicate to your craft, that's when he upped his game. And that's when he found out how important hard work is. So that's something we always have to think about when it comes to our success, was how important hard work is. And when you could work hard, then you will always be able to come out forward, come out in front of your competition, because that's what defines us from somebody else. That's what defines your success from somebody else in the same field. So hard work is vital. Number 5 is that sometimes it is the thing that you have to feel gratitude. You have to feel lucky about where you're at. And he's always felt lucky to be able to read the words off of the page as one of his careers, to be able to read the words from great writers, to be able to do voice acting as a career. And he's never forgotten how much, how thankful he is, how lucky he is to be where he is at today. And the thing is, we always have to appreciate what we already have. In voice acting, it has been said that maybe 100, maybe 90 people takes up 90, 95% of all the voice acting jobs. So to be in that elite 100 is absolutely a skill set, is absolutely something that you should be thankful for. And he's always been thankful for that. He's always felt lucky to be in that area. And that's why he treats this skill set so importantly, because there's lots of people out there who goes, you know what, I could do stand-up, I'm funny, or I'm the funniest person in class, or I'm the funniest person in my group of friends. I could do stand-up, no problem, it's gonna be easy. Oh, voice acting? You mean you don't have to dress up? You don't need to put on makeup, you don't have to do your hair, and you just go and speak? I could do voice acting. There's a lot of people who think that way. But for him, it's those people that don't understand the little idiosyncrasies inside that craft of voice acting. And everything has to do with this space right here, your nose, your mouth, your tongue, everything. And therefore, you have to be very serious as to how you could exercise those muscles. How do you keep healthy? Because in the world of voice acting, if you're sick, you're out of a job. You can't be sick. So you need to treat this very, very importantly. And just be very, very thankful and lucky to be within that group of elite 100. He's always said that. So being very grateful and thankful for where you're at is one of those things that leads towards more and more success. And the bonus lesson I want to say is sometimes simple is not the same thing as easy. It could be simple, but it's not easy. And he's been known as the stunt burper. And what exactly is that? He jumps in there and does this amazing burp. And you have to hear him do it. It's absolutely incredible when he does it. And it has this whole technique. How do you place your tongue? How do you project your voice? How do you stand? How do you sit? All that stuff all goes down into how he does this one burp. And when you hear that burp, and I'm for sure you can search that online, it's absolutely amazing. He's the best at it. In fact, people hire him to come in and do one burp, and then that's it. So those are the 6 lenses I wanted to kind of point out where I thought was very, very appropriate to our business and also to our personal growth that Maurice has shared. Number 1, again, is relationships affect everything, even if it's in the industry that you may not think is important. And that is in voice acting, where you have to understand the relationships within the characters. Number 2, doing what you love most and also doing what others will be happy with. Doing things that will make other people smile and laugh and be happy. That's very, very important. Number 3 is we are all born sponges. Never let that learning center die. Number 4 is hard work is absolutely vital. Number 5, sometimes we have to feel lucky as to where we're at, feel gratitude. And that bonus thing is sometimes simple is not the same thing as easy. Simple is something that you can work on. Easy never comes easy. So think about that. If you enjoyed this episode, please go back and look at some of my other mastermind bites. We feature a lot of great individuals, lots of great successful individuals. And also, if you like the show, please go back and look at some of my other shows: the Peak Potential Success Show, the Make More Mind Bites, and also Unlocking Your Mind. Every single week goes up on YouTube, goes up on everything. So thank you very much for your support, your likes, your subscriptions, and also your comments. I love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. I'll see you later.